St. John's defeats UConn in the second half to win the Big East tournament for the first time. Zuby Ejiofor begged the St. John supporters to raise their voices by waving his hands above his head. Chants of "Let's go, Johnnies" erupted into the timeout. There was silence among the sizable Connecticut contingent. For the first time in program history, the Red Storm were not only going to win the Big East tournament again, they were treating the Huskies as though they weren't supposed to be on the same court. It didn't matter that the clock was still at 3:26. By now, the lead up to 20 was really a formality. When it came time to win, St. John's blitzed the Huskies after slapping away their push in the second half. After the 72-52 thrashing in a sold-out Garden, confetti would soon be falling from the roof. With everyone in the building yelling Zuby as he left the game for the last time, Ejiofor's final collegiate game at MSG was about to conclude in a dreamlike manner. His cheeks were wet with tears. Ejiofor was determined to keep the game going after Connecticut had closed the gap to 7. He scored in the lane, made a three-pointer, then blocked a shot that resulted in a Dylan Mitchell windmill jam. Dylan Darling, the little point guard from Idaho State who is finding his game at the perfect moment, led St. John's to a late 13-0 run. Just a few weeks prior, these same Huskies humiliated St. John's by defeating them by 32 points in Hartford, Connecticut. Since then, the Johnnies have won 6 games in a row, responding like a champion. On Saturday night, they exacted retribution by forcing Connecticut to tap in what their supporters like to refer to as Store South, keeping them pointless to 648. With 18 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks, and 3 steals, Ejiofor produced a masterful performance. Oziah Sellers scored 14 points, and Bryce Hopkins scored 18. Mitchell contributed 9 points and 9 rebounds. Terrace Reed Jr. at 17 points led UConn, which was restricted to 34% shooting in 3-4-18 from three-point range. A greater first 8-27 could not have been scripted by Coach Rick Pitino. After scoring the opening 10 points of the game, St. John's had a 14-point lead. 13 of the first 18 shots were made by the Red Storm, 28-6. Connecticut had made 5 turnovers, the most of any team. When Mitchell hit an alley-oop in transition to increase the lead to 17, the Red Storm section of the sold-out crowd erupted. As St. John's converted 11 Huskies turnovers into 15 points and shot 50% from the field, the score was 13 at the half. In the first half, the Big Three, Ejiofor, Mitchell, and Hopkins, combined for 25 points and 12 rebounds. UConn, on the other hand, shot 36% from the field and 2-for-8 from three-point range. However, the Huskies swiftly cut their 18-point lead to 11 after going on a 7-0 run early in the second half. After consecutive inside baskets by Reed, it exploded to a 13-2 run, and with 12:24 remaining, St. John's lead was only 7. The Red Storm were having trouble getting good looks and had missed 6 out of 7 shots. The Johnnies only managed a Hopkins follow-up following an offensive rebound during the run, which lasted 6:03. Hopkins made a left elbow jumper during a timeout. Ejiofor then made a three-pointer. Everything was back in order. It was a 13-point game once more as Ejiofor stopped a Silas D. Mary Jr. drive, which resulted in Mitchell's windmill dunk. There was no denying St. John's. Not in the Garden. Not in this Ejiofor's final college game.